When we think about Dashara, the first thing that comes to our mind is the victory of good over. In fact, in today's video, I'm going to talk about what we are doing with respect to the inner Ravan. Because it's a ritual that we are celebrating every year on Dashara that we are burning Ravan. But what about the 10 vices inside us? By the time this video will end, you will understand what are these 10 vices, why they are impacting our life. Is it something temporary that we are doing or something permanent that we can do about it? And what are the steps that we can take so that we can work on all the 10 vices? Well, in Ramayana, when we talk about Dashera, the most important thing is the fight between Lord Ram and Ravan. Because when Ravan abducted Mata Sita, so Ram went to Sri Lanka and at that time he fighted. And then after the fight, he could win over Ravan. When we talk about festivals, generally that is the main objective that we celebrate about the victory of good over it. And at that time, we feel good about all the things that we have. And before Dashara, there are 9 days that we call it as Navratri. And during these 9 days, we think that we should try to be as poised as possible. So what we do, we stop eating any non-vegetarian food, maybe outside food, stop drinking liquor. In fact, many people stop eating outside also, stop taking garlic and onion and all those things. And the main objective is that during those days, we want to feel right, we want to feel correct, we want to see things from the right. That's why you can see that restaurants look, deserted, business almost go down. And the main objective is that how we can pure as much, be right thinking as much as possible. And then on the 10th day, on the Shara, what we do, we burn the effigy of Ravan. Now there are 10 heads that we always see on the head of Ravan. Now what are these 10 vices? What are these 10 heads? So these 10 vices are something which are inside us. These all vices are jealousy, hatred, anger, arrogance, impulsiveness, lethargy, greed, delusion, despair, indecisiveness. Mahatma Gandhi said a very interesting. He said, "When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invisible, but in the end, they always fall. Think of it always." Well, something similar happened with our life also. During Navratras, we always try to be as much polite with everyone. We try to be as much honest as possible. We try to talk to the people in the way in which we just try to make sure that we don't hurt them. But what happened after the 9 days? We feel good, we feel excited, and then we go back to the same restaurants. We go back to the same places where we were earlier 9 days before. Because that's a time when we are just coming out of prison and we feel that the 9 days of prison has gone, or we can enjoy the life the way we are. So that brings two important concepts. The first thing is that whatever we did for the 9 days during Navratri, what was the purpose? And the second thing that is it symbolic that we are doing it year after year, or we need to see it from a different perspective? Now, if we see the first perspective wherein we think that let's enjoy life after the Navratras and drink and eat whatever we are doing. So it means that all the vices which we talked about earlier with respect to around the 10 vices, they come back again and again. Something what happened during the fight between Ram and Ravana. When Ram was trying to hit Ravan, every time one head was cut, again another head was cut. And then again he was trying to cut another head was cut. Something similar happens in our life. We try to control somehow. We overcome that. But then slowly we find that it is coming back again. Now, one thing is that stop trying and we think that let it happen the way it is happening. The second option could be the way what one ran. When he was told that the real place where the nectar is there, and if we hit there, then it is going to kill Ravan. That was the navel of Ravan. And then when Bhagwan Ram hit the navel, Ravan died. And all the 10 vices also died. So now we have a choice that whether we want to fight each and every vice and keep on getting defeated, or we can fight on the core of us, and then we can see that how we can get out of all the 10 vices which are. Even though it is true that it's not easy, and all these vices will come again and again. Like if I could give an example about myself, when I decided to leave tea and coffee on Tuesday, I used to have Tuesday blues because from Monday afternoon or evening, I started feeling that what is going to happen on Tuesday. But the choice is with me that what I want. Well, there is a very, very interesting quote which has been said, which says that some believe it is only great power that can hold evil in check. But this is not what I have found. I have found that it is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. So now what to do? The one option is we can keep on continuing with all the vices. Second option is we can take some baby steps. Let me share all those steps which you can take in case we want to work on our vices. The first and the most important thing is self. Because when we start trusting in ourselves, when we start believing that whatever we are thinking is right, then that is the first and first step. Now, to do that, what needs to be done? Second step is there, that is self-acceptance. That is accepting everyone as they are rather than questioning why they are doing this. And to empower ourselves on this acceptance. The third step is self-talk. Because when we talk to ourselves what we want our mind to think, then that's the first step when we start creating a new lane inside our mind. And then the more self-talk that leads us to do about the mindfulness. Now, in time, when the mindfulness is there, we're in the present moment. So that helps us to take the right decision, what is right and what is wrong. And the last step is the most important, soul consciousness. How we can move away from the body consciousness to the soul consciousness. That is the most crucial thing. Something just like the navel of the Ravan. When it is the main thing, if you hit there, you kill the Ravan. So that is something important. How we can move away from body consciousness to the soul. If I talk about myself, I am challenging regularly about it. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I pass. But then I'm regularly challenging. There's a very interesting quote which has been said by Paramahans Yoganand. As per him, do no evil. Do not let evil be done through others by your command. And do not tolerate evil by silence. Now, I am challenging myself on 10 vices. I know these 10 vices are very strong inside me, but I'm working on it. What you are doing. I'm looking for your feedback. Thank you.